What's up, friends? You haven't subscribed yet? Do subscribe fast. Hi friends, welcome back. And today I've brought to you a mystery crime thriller movie called The House That Jack Built. The name of the main character of this movie is Jack, who is a very expert and chill-minded killer, but he was an architect, and in this movie we see him building a house by the river many times. But he couldn't make the house as per his likings. That's why he would break the house again and again, then tried to make it from the beginning. The screen was totally black when the story begins, and we hear a voice of two people. One of them was Jack, and the other person told Jack that he can call him Verge. Verge means Virgil. Verge was a poet of an ancient Roman city who took Dante to the door of hell. Here we saw that Virgil was about to take Jack to the door of hell, and he will take them to hell through the 9 doors, or the 9 circles. While they were going to hell, Jack told Verge about all the killing he did in the past 12 years, and all the murders explains a chapter of the movie. This story is from 1980. Jack was driving on a quiet road. Then suddenly, he saw a woman with a damaged car. That woman asked Jack for help, but Jack didn't want to help her. Then she gets onto Jack's car forcefully, and Jack had to help her even though he didn't want to. Then Jack told her that, "I will take you to a mechanic store." On the road, that woman sarcastically said to Jack that you look like a professional killer, but she was not scared a bit of Jack, even though her mom told her not to get into any stranger's car, because in this time, you can't trust anyone. And then Jack took her to a mechanic. Then the mechanic fixed the jack of the car jack and gave it back to her. And then Jack took that woman back to her car and tried to help her. But those parts broke again. And then Jack got so angry and was about to leave the woman, because she was wasting his time. But when Jack was about to leave, that woman told him that no one is here in this quiet place to help me. Please, don't leave me here. Please help me. And this time, also, Jack took her to the mechanic. Then that woman told him again about him being a professional killer, and told him that she was joking about it, and he doesn't look like a professional killer. Rather, he looks like a calm and good guy. Jack was helping her, but she was calling him a professional killer. That's why he got so angry. After hearing about him being a professional killer, he couldn't help himself, and took out the car jack and hit her with it in the face. As a result, the woman died there. And then Jack took her dead body to a factory, and there was an industrial freezer, which means a whole room made of a freezer, and then he stored the dead body, and Jack bought that factory building. And then he hides his car and drops the key into the river, and it was chapter 1. And then we saw Jack and Verge again, and Jack told Verge that killing people is an art, and he finds joy in doing that. He was an architect, and he had built a house. And then chapter 2 started. In chapter 2, he was following an old lady named Clara. Jack went to her home by following her. He tried to open the door, but it was locked. Then he pressed the bell, and Clara opened the door. Jack told her that he's a police officer, and he's here to ask her something about an inquiry. But Clara wanted to see his badge. Then Jack gave her so many excuses. And then Jack saw her dead husband's photo on the wall. And then he told her that he was an agent from some insurance company, and also told her that he is here to help her to increase her pension. He said to her that he said he was a police earlier because they were trained to say so. Clara was really in need of money. That's why she let him in. And then Jack gets inside and kills Clara. He grabs her neck and chokes her, and then he stabbed her with a knife in her heart. And then he put the dead body on the sofa and took pictures of it. Jack had a disorder called obsessive-compulsive disorder, which means he had to place everything where they belong. If something gets on his hand, then he would wash it again and again. That's why he cleaned and placed everything accordingly in Clara's room. After cleaning everything, he was thinking that this room is not clean, and that's why he cleaned it again and again. And then the real police came there. That's why he took her dead body and got out of the house. The police went there for investigating about a robbery. He saw Jack outside and asked him some questions. Then Jack said he was Clara's friend, and he was there to meet her. But it's been so long, and Clara is not opening the door. That's why the police went inside her room to search for her. And then Jack tied Clara's dead body to his car with a rope, and left with his car. That's why Clara's dead body was grinding on the road. And in the middle of the road, Jack realized that the whole road had bloodstains of the dead body. And then he got scared and thought that, how will he get out of all of this? And then it started to rain and cleaned all of the bloodstains. And then Jack puts Clara's dead body inside the freezer, and it was the second chapter. Jack killed not only these 5 people, but also many other people. Jack had a girlfriend, but one day he got angry with her, and he killed her by choking her. And then he also put that dead body in the freezer. One day he killed a man with his car willingly. He put that dead body in the freezer too. And then he took photos of his girlfriend and that man together. And then he wrote his made-up name on that photo, which was Mr. Sophistication. Then he sent that photo to the media, so that he could get popular in the media. Then occasionally he killed more people with this name, and kept sending letters to the media with the name Mr. Sophistication. Now we're in chapter 3. Here, Jack had a second girlfriend, and she has 2 kids also, Grumpy and George. One day, Jack went on hunting with the 2 kids and his girlfriend, and taught them that, to kill a deer, first you have to kill its babies, so that the mother would live alone in sadness. And then, Jack started hunting and was scaring them. And then the 3 of them got so scared and they started to hide from him. When a kid was trying to hide from him, he killed that kid. And when the other kid went to check on his brother, Jack shot him straight in the head and killed him too. After seeing this, his girlfriend came out and started crying because it was too painful for her to see both her kids dead in front of her. But then, Jack went to his girlfriend and told her to feed her dead kids, and asked that, what is her favorite number? When she answered that 12 is her favorite number, then Jack told her, you have exactly 12 minutes of time to get out of here. When that poor woman was trying to get out of there, then Jack killed her too, and then he took their dead bodies and put them in the freezer. Then he put wire in the kid's mouth to make them look like they're smiling, and then sent that photo to the media. Chapter 3 ends here, and then chapter 4 started. Here, Jack was in a strange relationship with a girl named Jacqueline, where he never behaved well with Jacqueline. Jacqueline didn't know anything about Jack. One day when she was drunk, she asked Jack, what does he do? Then Jack was drunk too and told her that, at this point, I've killed 60 people and I'm a professional killer. But his girlfriend didn't believe him, but she was thinking about it and got scared. Then she ran away from there. Outside, she found a police car and told them that all of this is true, that her boyfriend told her he's a professional killer. Then Jack came there and started a fight with his girlfriend. Then the police thought that it was some kind of inside matter. That's why they left. And then Jack took his girlfriend to his apartment and locked her up. Then his girlfriend told him, maybe you are Mr. Sophistication. Then he told her that I will kill you too. And then he asked her to choose a knife. Then he cut her dress with that knife. That's why his girlfriend was in so much pain, and at last she died. Then he cut a piece of flesh from her body and kept it on the police car, so that the police would understand that he is the actual professional killer. Then Jack made a wallet from the second breast skin and kept it with him, which means Jack was a psychopath, and he finds joy in killing people, especially if his target was kids and girls. After hearing this, Verge distastes about him. And then the last chapter begins. Here, Jack kidnaps 5 people and puts them in the freezer. Then he aligns them in one line so that he could kill them with one bullet. Then one of them told him that your gun is not the right gun. You cannot kill us with one bullet from this gun. And then Jack got so angry after hearing this. Then he went to a shop nearby to buy a good gun. But he couldn't buy the gun because he had no ID with him. Then the owner of the gun shop called the police and complained about Jack. Then the police started to follow Jack. And then Jack went to another shop to buy that gun. That owner was a friend of Jack. That friend pointed a gun towards him and said, the police are searching for you. but Jack killed him with a knife when he got the chance. And then he waited for the police. And when the police came there, he killed them too. And then he collected the gun and returned to his house. He needed more space. That's why he opened all the doors near the freezer room. And there was a second chamber. He was about to kill the kidnapped people, but then he heard a noise. Someone was there. There was no one but Verge. He came there and told him that you have committed too much sin. Verge was watching him all the time. He told him that you were making your house again and again, but couldn't complete it. You were never satisfied in making your house. You always broke your house, so now you have to make your house here. Then Jack took out all the 60 dead bodies from the freezer and tried to make a house with them. After making the house, Verge told him to get inside the house, where Verge made a hole inside the dead body's house. The hole meant that now Jack was about to start the journey to hell. Verge told him to get inside the hole. To tell in a different way, Jack has committed too much sin and his pot of sin was full. And Verge came to take him to hell like Satan comes. And then the police came there, and before Jack could go inside the hole, the police shot him and he died. And then Verge took Jack's soul with him and started the journey to hell. As I told you at the beginning of this story, Verge means Virgil. Virgil helped Dante to get into hell, and now he was here to show Jack the road to hell. For the sins that he has committed, he has fulfilled all the 9 levels. Virgil took Jack to the last door of hell, and there was fire falling off from hell. Then Jack was too terrified. The bell of hell was ringing. Verge told him that underneath this bridge there is the last door of hell, and Satan, which means Lucifer, stays there. And there was a broken bridge on the opposite side. Then Jack asked him what's behind that bridge. Verge told him there's heaven behind that bridge, but it is not possible for you to go there. But still, Jack tried to go there, but he failed. And then he falls down to the fire of hell and reached the last door of hell. And there he will meet the devil and will get punished for his sin. And the movie ends here.